Technology Symposium 2021, sponsored by the Alabama Department of Rehabilitation Services, the Alabama School for the Blind Alumni and Workers Association, and the Alabama Institute for Deaf and Blind. CEU Open Code 18105. Our presentation will begin shortly. CEU Open Code 18105. Our presentation will begin shortly. CEU Open Code 18105.
Hello, I'm Lisa Booker. I'm an employment specialist at E.H. Gentry, the adult technical facility for the Alabama Institute for Deaf and Blind. I'm happy to introduce our two speakers this morning for the session titled JAWS, Tips for Being Effective in the Workplace. Eric Damery is Vice President of Software Product Management for Vispero. He began in the access technology industry in 1994, just 1 year before the first JAWS for Windows product was released. Mr. Damery has worked in sales, business development, and software product management for Hunter Joyce and Freedom Scientific during his 27-year career. Prior to working with JAWS, he served in the U.S. Army, and he holds a bachelor's degree in business from the University of South Florida. Matt Ader is the Vice President of Vispero, working to support customers across all brands within the Vispero family of products and services. He brings over 25 years of experience in accessibility support services. Matt began his career in training employees with disabilities on the use of assistive technology, including developing premier training programs at the Columbia Lighthouse for the Blind in Washington, D.C. Matt ran the Employees with Disabilities Support Services for the Social Security Administration as well, and there he supported over 2,500 employees. Matt joined Freedom Scientific, a Vispero company, in 2014 to develop a consulting practice and ran the Combined Services Arm, TPG, until 2018. Matt currently runs corporate business development and software engineering for Vispero. Vispero is the worldwide leader in accessibility solutions for the blind and low vision. Won't you please join me in welcoming Eric Damery and Matt Ader. Thank you.
Welcome to the Vispero presentation, JAWS Tips for Being Effective in the Workplace. During this session, we're going to go over about 10 different JAWS features and explain a bit about those features and how they can improve your work efficiency. And at the same time, we'll have Matt Ader join us, who's done some recorded demonstrations of these features to help you see them in action. So let's get started. So the first feature we'll talk about is using voice schemes, and we're going to use voice schemes to allow us to navigate through a document and be able to discover when we've reached a line in that document that may have some specific markup. And in this case, we're going to search for colors. So voice schemes can be used for many things. They can allow you to set up different voice rates or voices or the way JAWS reads. And we have pre-configured some speech and sound schemes into these voice profiles that allow you to go in there and select the scheme that you would like to use ahead of time. And that's a list that will be growing. So without any further ado, let me bring Matt in and we'll have him demonstrate this one.
I have a Word document open and I'm going to change the voice scheme so that it announces the yellow highlight in the document. First, I'll press the keystroke. It is Insert Alt S.
Select a scheme dialog. List 1, list view. Word Classic 23 of 23.
You hear that it's already set to Microsoft Word Classic, and I'm going to type in the word colors.
Col-
Just quickly to get to it, I'll read current line, insert up arrow.
Colors 8 of 23.
I'll press enter.
Switch to scheme colors. Edit.
Now if I read the current line,
White background. Theme. Yellow background. Pictures. White background. Charts and smart art graphics change to match your new theme when you apply.
and you heard that it went from a white background to a yellow background. And if I move by word,
Comma. Yellow background. Pictures. White background. Comma. Charts. Comma. And smart art.
you could see by moving by word, I landed on the word pictures. It has a yellow background that shows me that it's highlighted. That's how to use voice schemes.
All right, well, that's a great one. And in a few minutes, we're going to look at another feature that is maybe a quicker way to find colors in a document if you're trying to move through and find them in a large document rather than reading every line. So we'll come back to that and we'll talk about it in a few minutes. The next feature we're going to talk about is a use for our place marker feature. Now, most people who are familiar with place markers know that they use them on the internet. It's like a breadcrumb. As you're moving through a page, you can drop a place marker at any particular location on the page, and then continue to move forward, and you even go to other pages. And when you come back to that page, you can use a quick key to jump right back to that place marker location. So it's like breadcrumbs, very handy. We also use them in order to be able to do block selection, to select a large block of text on web pages or in documents or in emails. It can be, you can always do it holding down the shift key and hitting the down arrow and moving through multiple lines. And select that way. But if you want to just drop a place marker at the starting location, then you can read forward or backward in your document or web page to the location that you want to select up to from that place marker location, and do a keystroke to be able to have that whole block selected. So we'll have Matt demonstrate that now for us in a Microsoft Word document.
I'm in Microsoft Word, and what I want to do is show you how to use place markers to select text. So what I want to do is move to the beginning of where I want to select, and I'm going to move to the beginning of the next sentence. So I'm going to move forward by word.
Provides a powerful way to help you prove your point, period. When.
All right, I'm at the beginning of the word when, and I'm going to press Control Windows K.
Marking place.
And now I'm going to move to the end of the sentence.
You click on video. You can paste in the embed code for the video you want to add, period. Space.
And what I want to do
period
is make sure I'm after the period.
Space.
And now I'm going to do the layered command of insert space.
Space.
And then the letter M.
Selecting between marked place and current position.
And if I want to read the selected text, it's insert shift down arrow.
Selection is when you click online video, you can paste in the embed code for the video you want to add.
And I can copy the text, Control C.
Copy selection to clipboard.
And let's say I want to put this at the end of the document. I'll hit Control N to go to bottom of document.
Bottom of file, blank.
And press Enter to create a new line.
Enter.
And Control V to paste.
Pasted from clipboard.
And I've now copied that text to that location. That's how to use place markers to select text.
All right, and next we'll look at Text Analyzer, a feature that's been in JAWS and Fusion for many years now, and it gives you the ability to quickly step through a document, finding inconsistencies within the document, putting you there, and allowing you to review it and make adjustments to fix problems. And this is really important if you're creating an email message and you're copying and pasting information from the internet and it's bringing in markup and you're pasting it into your email message. You don't want to send something maybe that has lots of different fonts or point sizes or colors or spaces extra, and the Text Analyzer can really help you in finding those and making those corrections. So let's have Matt give us a little rundown on Text Analyzer.
Now we're going to show you how to find running spaces and changes in the font. We're going to use a feature called Text Analyzer. We're going to do this with a layered command. First, I want to open the Microsoft Word document. I'm in it. It's called test.doc, and I'm at the top of the document. I'm going to press Insert Space,
Space.
the letter A.
The text analyzer will describe all inconsistencies.
Now when I read by line, it's going to announce the text inconsistencies as I move through it. So I'm just going to go ahead and read the current line,
Video provides a powerful way to help you prove your point. When you click online video, you can
and I'll arrow down.
space run at column 68. Paste in the embed code for the video you want to add. You can also type a keyword to search online.
You heard it say space run there, and it mentioned the column number that it's at. I'll press down again
For the video that best fits your document.
and down again.
Themes and styles also help keep your document coordinated. When you click design and choose a new font change at column 12, font change at column 20, theme, the pictures, charts, and smart art graphics change to match your new theme when you apply. Font change at column 9, font change at column 42, styles, your headings change to match the new theme.
So as you heard, as I continued to down arrow through the document, it had font changes in the document. Now, all it did was announce the column number. So I would have to move over to that column number to be able to see what the font change was. So I'll arrow back up one line.
Font change at column 12, font change at column 20, theme, the pictures, charts,
And I'm going to move by word.
comma, the pictures, comma,
And
charts.
you can see that it doesn't announce it when you're reading by word. It only does it when you're reading by line or say all. So I want to go back to the top of the document, Control Home,
Top of file, video provides a powerful
and I can use Alt Windows I to move to the text inconsistency.
space run at column 165.
And now I've moved to that location, and I can use my arrow keys to move back
Space, space,
and then forward, and I see 2 spaces,
space,
3.
T,
All right, so I want to
Angle.
delete 2 spaces here,
space, space,
and I'll go ahead and hit the delete key,
space,
delete,
T,
and now I have
space, O, space, T,
only 1 space.
Angle,
So now I want to find the next one, Alt Windows I,
font change bold on your,
and it moved to the word your, and it says that it's bolded. That's how we use Text Analyzer and finding inconsistencies in your document.
All right, that's a great feature. Next, we're going to talk about appending selected text to the clipboard with JAWS. We're all familiar with the clipboard. You can select text, copy it to the clipboard. It'll overwrite whatever was there and allow you to then paste that information somewhere else. But Matt's going to give us an example of why or how we would get non-contiguous text from a location or several locations and keep appending that information to the clipboard, and then we would have an opportunity to paste it all at once into a new location. So this can be very, very useful, and let's have him walk us through this now.
I'm in Microsoft Word, and I want to show you how to append selected text to the clipboard. So the first thing I want to do is select a word. I'm going to select the first word in this document,
video selected,
and I'm going to go ahead and copy that with Control C.
copied selection to clipboard,
You heard JAWS announce that the text was selected, moved to the clipboard, and I want to go ahead and move over to the first word of the next sentence. So I'll do a Control
edit video,
right arrow and move over to it until I find it.
provides a power way to help you prove your point, period, when
And there's the word when, so I'm going to go ahead and select that.
selected,
Now, if I press Control C right now, it's going to remove the previous item from the clipboard and replace it with this item. But I want to append the clipboard with this item. So I'm going to press Insert Windows C.
appended selection to clipboard,
And now I've added a second item to the clipboard. And I want to move to the beginning of the next sentence. So I'll press Control right arrow until I land on it.
you can paste in the embed code for the video you want to add, period, you
And I have the word you, so I'm going to select it.
selected,
And I'll press Control C this time.
overwrite clipboard dialog, pressing Control plus C or Control plus X will overwrite the clipboard. Do you want to continue this operation? Yes button,
And I don't want to do this, so I'm going to cancel
no button,
by choosing no.
space, edit, you
And I'm back in the document. The word "you" is still selected, and I want to append this to the clipboard, not copy it. So I'm going to do Insert Windows C.
Appended selection to clipboard.
And now I have 3 items in the clipboard, and I want to move to the bottom of the document.
Bottom of file, blank.
And I want to go ahead and paste what I've copied into the JAWS clipboard.
Pasted from clipboard.
And we'll arrow back up.
When, video, blank.
All right, so the first item I copied was
Video.
the word video, arrow down.
When,
That's the second item was the word when.
you.
And the third item was the word you. This is how to use the JAWS clipboard.
So that's a great feature. And Insert Windows C was the keystroke to append to clipboard. It also brings whatever is coming into the clipboard and what was currently on the clipboard will be stripped down to bare text if it's on the web. So you're not going to get all the markup that would have been there. Whatever was on your clipboard will have the markup removed as well. Now, the first tip that we had talked about in this presentation was one about finding using schemes to be able to walk through a document and find some colored text. I mentioned that we'd have another feature, and that's called the skim reading tool. This is something that's been in JAWS and Fusion for a while as well, and it's designed to allow you to quickly extract things from a document to be able to move through quickly and review, and then use those items to jump into the document at a particular location once you've found the exact one you're looking for. So for instance, you could search for all the first lines of every paragraph and just read those, or first sentence of every paragraph. But you can also search for things like particular text, a particular word or a string of words in a document, and extract all occurrences of those out, review the sentences that they occur in, and press enter on the one you want to land in that location within the document. So it's like it can be a very powerful find feature. You can also search for attributes and colors, foreground and background, and things like that. So Matt's going to use the skim reading tool to create himself a rule to search for text with the yellow background, and he is then going to be able to quickly move to the line that has that text that's yellow within the document. Let's see how he does it.
We're back in Microsoft Word, and we're going to show you how to use the skim reading tool to find highlighted text. Previously, I used something called voice schemes to do it, and this took a little bit more time because when I need to find that item, I need to use the command to switch to colors and then read the entire document until I find the items that are highlighted in yellow. Instead, this time I'm going to use a command, something called the skim reading tool, to find that text for me. All right, I'm in this document and I'm at the top of the document. I'm going to press Insert F2 to bring up my list of JAWS managers.
Run JAWS Manager dialog.
And I'm going to type skim.
Script map. Skim reading tool. 18 of 19.
Press enter.
Skim reading dialog. Rules history : combo box */yellow 2 of 2.
And you can see I already have a rule here looking for the word, looking for items that are highlighted in yellow. So what I want to do now is run this summary of this.
Use rule type : at help button. Close button. Create summary button.
And there's the create summary button. I shift tab to that item.
Link 1. Theme. The pictures, charts, and smart art graphics change to match your new theme when you apply. Link 1 period. Theme, comma, the pictures, comma, charts, comma, and smart art graphics change to match your new theme period when you apply.
And what it did is it loaded something called the virtual viewer. And it has a link to that section of the document in here so I can jump directly to it.
1. Theme, the pictures, charts, and smart
And
art
there's
graphics.
only one item highlighted in yellow. So I'll go ahead and press enter on it.
Enter. Test.docs-word. Edit.
And I'll read current word.
Theme, comma, the pictures.
And I landed on pictures. So it took me to the beginning of that line and put me at the beginning of the line, and then I can move forward until I find the word pictures, which is highlighted in yellow.
Pictures. 11 point. Black on yellow. Calibri. Normal style. Line spacing : 1 lines. Paragraph formatting :
And I
aligned.
pressed insert F to confirm that that was highlighted in yellow.
All right, so that's a great feature. Skim reading tool. You want to experiment with that one, and you find it in the insert F2 list, or you can go to the utilities menu. Next, we're going to talk about a feature to help identify the address of a link. Now, many people are familiar with the links list dialog. You could use this on web pages. You can use it in Outlook messages. And when we have emails sent to us that contain links, one of the things that you always want to make sure is that it's not some link that's going to take you to some place that you really probably don't want to go, because people do embed bad things in links sometimes. So it'd be good to be able to look at the domain, look at the URL, make sure it's a trusted URL. If you're trying to go to something that seems to be coming from Microsoft, you should make sure that it's on the Microsoft.com domain and not some other domain. So let's have Matt show us a quick way of verifying your links.
So I'm now in Microsoft Outlook. I'm in an email message, and I want to find out the actual address of a link. The way to do this is you're going to bring up insert F7 to bring up the list of links.
Links list dialog. Links list view. Avatar /1 F25 D95 mil.
And I'll arrow down.
Our refreshable Braille enhances Braille literacy. 2 of 29.
All right, so there's 29 links in this, and I'm on the second link. So I'm going to now read insert page down to find out what the address of this link is.
https://blog.freedomscientific.com/how-refreshable-braille-enhances-braille-literacy.
All right, so I feel pretty comfortable at this point that this is going to take me to freedomscientific.com. So I am good to use this link.
All right, great feature. Again, insert page down is the command to read your status line, and that address is located in the status line of that dialog box, and that's why you're able to get it. Next, we're going to talk about JAWS settings on specific web pages. We're all familiar with the Settings Center, those of us who use JAWS all the time, and we know that we can make default Settings Center changes, or we can make application-specific setting changes. What most people didn't realize is that they can literally make setting center changes specific to a web page or domain. And Matt is going to walk us through that process to show us exactly how to do it.
I'm on freedomscientific.com using the Chrome browser. And what I want to show you how to do is set specific settings using JAWS settings for specific web pages. I'm going to first confirm where I am, insert T.
Title is Freedom Scientific N-I-Quality.
All right, good. And I'm going to press insert 6, and that's the 6 on the number row.
Chrome-JAWS Settings Center dialog. Search box edit.
And it announced that I'm in Settings Center and that it's associated to Chrome. I'm in the edit box where I can search for the setting I want to change. But first I want to do is change from Chrome to this specific web page. I'll press Shift Tab.
Application : combo box. Chrome 31 of 2.
You heard that I landed in the application combo box. I'll hit Home to get to the top.
Home, default left parent all application.
If I choose this first option, it's called default. This will set these settings for all applications. I don't want to do that. I'll arrow down one time.
www.freedomscientific.com left parent domain right parent 2 of 217.
And you can see this one's called the domain choice, which is the web address that I'm on. I'll hit Tab.
Search box edit.
And I want to search for the setting I want to change. And I'm going to change one called Document Automatically Read. So I'll just type DOCU.
Document and web pages automatically read when loaded. 1 of 2 search results.
And it said that I found 2 items. I'll arrow down to the first choice.
Doku, 2 search results list box. Document and web pages automatically read when loaded. Checked. Reading web/HTML.
And it's checked. I don't want this page to automatically read, so I'll uncheck it.
Space, not checked.
And then I'll press the Enter key twice.
Enter. Search edit. Enter. Freedom Scientific N-I.
Now I'm back in Chrome, And the next time this page loads, the web page will not automatically read for me.
All right, great settings center lesson there. And the next one we're going to talk about is using your default settings. Many users go in, make lots of adjustments, then all of a sudden something doesn't seem to be working right. And when they call tech support, the tech support people may want to try and take their settings out of the way for a minute and just verify that the problem still exists even when you're running in default. This can help to rule out if it's something that you changed in JAWS, which is now causing that difference in behavior. So Matt will take us through and show you how to do this. This is something you can do on your own. You don't need the support people first.
I'm now going to demonstrate how to switch your settings to the default settings. You may want to use this in cases where you may think that you may have set a setting incorrectly. In this case, I have JAWS running much faster than the original demonstration, so we'll go ahead and see what that sounds like.
Title is content information. Level 2. Heading is Sparrow Brands.
All right, so I did an insert T and that read that to me. So I'm going to hit Control Home.
Freedom Scientific and -I quality fit.
I went to the top of the page and I want to just go ahead and do an insert space for the layered command.
Space.
And then the letter Z, Zulu.
Default alternate user directory mode.
And now JAWS switched to the default mode. So now anything I do, I'll do an insert T.
Title is
And I'll hit up arrow.
Freedom Scientific and -I quality video magnifiers. Braille display.
And I silence speech, but basically now I'm running in the default settings for JAWS. This is a toggle. I am now going to toggle my original settings back on with the same layered command, insert space,
Space.
and the letter Z, Zulu.
Alternate user directory mode off.
And you can see my settings went back to the way I had them set prior to switching to the default settings. The alternate way is to load JAWS from the start menu by using the run command. And when you start JAWS for the first time, you can do Windows R to load the run command, type the word JAWS 2021 /default. This will actually load the default settings. The difference is you can't do it on the fly. You have to do it each time you load JAWS.
All right. And now we're going to take a look at something that allows you to go back and review the most recent settings that you've changed to be able to, if you had made some adjustments maybe the day before and you forgot exactly what you changed and you've come back in and you wanted to find the exact things you were working on, there's a way to do that. Matt's going to walk us through it.
I'm back in Chrome and I'll do an insert T to confirm that.
Title is
And Control Home.
Freedom Scientific and -I quality.
Very good. What I'm going to do now is bring up Settings Center with insert number row 6.
Chrome -JAWS Settings Center dialog. Search box edit.
If I press my Tab key,
Tree view level 0. User closed. One
I
of
landed in a tree view with lots of items. I can hit the End key
end. Last changed settings closed.
and it says last changed settings and it says that it's closed. If I press my right arrow,
Last changed settings open. One item.
and it told me that it opened that portion of the tree and it said it had one item. I'll arrow down.
Level 1. Allow web application reserved keystrokes left parent web /HTML/PDFS. Miscellaneous right parent checked. 1 of 1. Last changed setting.
All right, so this tells me that the last setting I changed for Chrome is specifically for reserved keystrokes. If I want to change that back, I can press my space bar.
Space not checked.
And I've now made the change. I can press enter twice.
Enter. Enter.
And I've exited back into Chrome and that change, that setting has been removed.
So that's a great setting. And if you've got JAWS for Windows installed and running, you can try that out. Just go into the Settings Center, tab once, go to the end, and you'll see last settings, open it up, and you should be able to find the things that you've most recently adjusted in that location. The next feature we're going to talk about is adjusting volume on the fly. This is fairly new for JAWS 2021 and Fusion 2021 users. And it's a great feature that was really added and appropriate because so many people today are working in applications like Zoom and Teams and so forth, where people are talking to them, yet they may still be running our software on their computer, and during the webinar or presentation while they're trying to listen to somebody, if they wanted to navigate and still hear JAWS, JAWS might be just too loud if it's the same volume as the person speaking, and makes it much more difficult to follow the webinar while you're still navigating around. So we built in a feature that allows you to isolate your JAWS volume and quickly adjust it with a keystroke. And so let's have Matt demonstrate that for us.
To adjust your volume on the fly, you can do your layered command of insert space, followed by the letter V,
volume,
J for JAWS,
J, JAWS,
and I'm going to press the down arrow key.
96%, 94%, 92%, 90, 88, 86, 84, 82%.
And let's say that's the one I want. I'll go ahead and just press the enter key.
Enter.
Or escape.
Escape.
Either one. And it's now been adjusted. I'm going to now switch to change the system volume. I can do the layered command of insert space, followed by the letter V,
volume,
S for system,
S system,
and the up arrow.
60%, 62%, 64%, 66%, 68%, 70%, 72%, 74%.
And then when I'm done, I can press escape or enter, and I've left the layered command. I'll check the title bar of the application I'm in.
Title is Freedom Scientific and -I-quality.
And you can see my volume controls stayed consistent.
All right, so those are some good tips. There are many more where those came from. I encourage you to follow us on social media and get access to more and more of these different tips and things that you can do to enhance your experience and make you more efficient on the computer. You can follow us on Twitter, YouTube, or join the blog. There's @FreedomSci. There's https://www.youtube.com/c/Freedom Scientific Training. You'll find all kinds of YouTube videos out there, short YouTube videos that give you access to learn some of these features. There's also a blog.freedomscientific.com where you can get access to blogs being written by various members of our staff. You can ask Alexa, Google Home, or Siri to play the Freedom Scientific Training podcast. And you can subscribe to the podcast using your favorite podcatcher. Also, if you've got questions or things that you're trying to learn how to do with JAWS, you might want to reach out with an email to training@vispero.com. Thanks for joining us today. Bye-bye.
Look at the team that made this conference possible at altechsymposium.net/team. Check out our vendor exhibition at altechsymposium.net/vendors and click on the Zoom link to join them live. Code 70204. CEU close code 70204. Look at the team that made this conference possible at altechsymposium.net/team. CEU close code 70204.
Well, good afternoon, students. My name is Dana Barber, and I am the State Coordinator of Blind Services with the Alabama Department of Rehabilitation Services. And I am here today to recognize those of you who participated in the art contest this year for the 2021 Technology Symposium. The Technology Symposium is held every year, and it is sponsored by the Alabama School for the Blind Alumni Association, the Alabama Institute for Deaf and Blind, and the Alabama Department of Rehabilitation Services. So we so much appreciate your submission to the contest this year. And I would like to introduce the three of you to everyone, starting with Yvonne Jimenez. And Yvonne, tell us what the name of your project is. Thank you. And Diamond Jackson, what's the name of your project?
Bright Ideas.
And Charlie Seabolt, what was the name of yours? Joining Hands. Great. Well, all three of these projects were so inspiring. And if you guys did not know it, you're getting prizes for your submissions. There is a first place prize that is worth $75, a second place prize that is worth $50, and a third place prize is worth $25. So for third place goes to Yvonne. Thank you so much for your submission, Yvonne. Second place goes to Diamond. Thank you, Diamond. And third place goes to Charlie. First place. And $75 goes to Charlie. So thank you all so much, and we hope to see y'all again soon.
Look at the team that made this conference possible at altechsymposium.net/team.